Hello, trading is closed on October 30th, 2025. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our predictions and then make our call. It's my trading plan for Friday, October 31st, 2025. Remember, it's a plan. I can change my plan. My plan can be wrong, and trade at your own risk. Look for the pattern today with the early low. That's this. Tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hour, and if it's weak, then more weakness follows. Now, this is certainly weak. We have two signs of weakness. We have the early drop. We have this negative close. Now, the catch is tomorrow's open can substitute for today's close. And I don't know how it'll open. The futures are already way back up here. So it's entirely possible, at least, that we are going to gap up, overtake these highs, and kill that aspect of the negativity of the pattern. Well, however, when there is an early drop like this, you're almost always going to have further weakness. You could argue this was it. I can't argue with you, but usually it comes on a different day. So even if we do see a rally, I think this is telling us lower prices are printing. We also needed a sharply lower open to confirm yesterday's reversal right at DeMarc's area. That's a confirmation as far as I'm concerned. Regardless of what happens in the meantime, I think that low is going to hold and we're going tradably lower. MEJT said this rally was false and retraced, said this drop was false and that retraced too. Well, here's the daily pattern. The 913.9 is a very strong pattern. It's stronger still when the drop begins immediately. I mean, patterns can fail, but this is working according to Hoyle. I don't see any reason to change anything. This is the weekly in alignment. The stop loss is nowhere near being triggered, which is based on closing prices. And this is a weekly chart. Tomorrow's the end of the month. We're going to have bar 13 without this early declaration. When all these things are in alignment, it takes years to set that pattern up. You're only going to see this maybe a few times in the decade. I suppose it could fail. Anything's possible. If we significantly take out recent highs, maybe it'll fail, but I don't think that's where to put your money. When you have a rare pattern which triggers in perfect alignment and it takes years to set the pattern up and you get the reversal right where you're supposed to, I don't think it pays to take the other side of the trade. It's a reminder of what we said. Friday's pattern has an early low regardless of where we open. Today's normally bullish pattern was negative. Unless invalidated by gapping and overtaking a higher day, should lead to lower prices tomorrow, regardless of how we close. Now, futures are up sharply as I'm writing this. I can't rule out a gap like that, but even so, I think we're going to trade lower. The sharply lower open confirms the reversal at the area called for by DeMarc. The American Association of Individual Investors figures show a huge increase in positive sentiment among retail customers. It's a contrary indicator. I mean, if all these guys are right and DeMarc stuff is wrong, well, it can happen, but I don't think so. And breadth is not confirming the rally. This is a chance to look for places to go short, even though I think eventually any drop is going to be reversed and much higher prices print. We should have a correction here first. How steep? I think it could be pretty significant, but we don't have to think about that now. We have a reasonable stop. If futures open where they close, we should be able to enter at a pretty good price. It's the pattern with the early low. I think we're going to trade lower before we hit a new high, and that's today's call.